I'm going to show you how we get our little kind of visual method for dividing fractions. So what we're going to do here is we're going to look at a model. Okay, so this is 3 divided by 1/4. As you can see, I have 3 rectangles. Each rectangle is 1 whole. And I divided it into fourths because when I have the problem 3 divided by 1/4, I'm really asking the question, how many groups of 1/4 are in 3? Okay, so how many groups are there? Let's see. We have, each of these is 1/4, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And so we know that the answer is 12. Okay, there are 12 groups of 1/4 or 12 fourths in 3. Now, if I make one tiny change, get rid of this 1/4 label, if you look at this model now, the first thing you might think of is, okay, I have 3 rectangles, and each rectangle has 4 pieces. And so this is a model of not 3 divided by 1/4 equals 12, but 3 times 4, 3 groups of 4, equals 12. So 3 divided by 1/4 and 3 times 1/4 have the same exact model. When two expressions have the same model, they have the same value, or we say that they are equivalent. So if 3 divided by 1/4 equals 3 times 4, we should be able to use that instead of drawing a model all the time to be able to divide the fractions. Now, when we divide fractions, we always want both numbers, the dividend and the divisor, to look like a fraction. So I'm just going to make everything here look like a fraction by putting a 1 in the denominator. Okay, so the way that I'm going to set this up is 3 divided by 1/4, and I'm going to draw a box. Now, what does this box do? The box separates the dividend, which never changes, because the dividend represents a real thing. In this case, it represents 3 rectangles. Okay, so we cannot change the dividend without changing the problem. But, and I'm going to put the 3 over 1. But what I know from looking at this model is that 3 divided by 1/4 has the same value as 3 times 4 over 1. And so you can see when you look at this visual, the number that's outside of the box stays the same because it represents the dividend, which is a real thing. And whatever's inside the box changes because these two things have the same effect. So when you change division to multiplication and you change the fraction to its reciprocal, you will get the same value as when you divide. And so that's why we can use this to kind of remind ourselves how to divide fractions.